A special group of Seattle police officers and community outreach workers called the Navigation Team is working to get homeless people more resources off the streets and into a shelter. But they might not be on the job for long, as some progressive city council members are pushing to defund the team entirely. Joining us now to talk about it, Nomiki, a New York City public advocate candidate, and Fox News contributor, former Utah Congressman Jason Chaffetz. Welcome to you both. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I want to play something. This is what one lifelong Seattle resident has to say about describing the city as it now stands.
It makes me sad for my community. A community is absolutely destroyed. There are needles and fecal matter. I think people are outraged what has been done to our city at the hands of this council.
Okay, so police and these other community groups working together to try to get people off the streets, but at least one Seattle City Council member doesn't like what the team's doing, saying this: the humane aspects of the services need to be retained, but the bulk of the money that's used for sweeps is a complete waste of money. We need this to end, absolutely to end immediately. Jason, they say they don't want these groups out there sweeping up people, clearing out the encampments and getting them off the streets.
Well, these are sad human stories, but what's wrong with these socialist type of movements is they're trying to go easier and softer. They're not enforcing the city ordinances. They're not cleaning up the streets. Some people have some mental health issues. They need to be separated. Others have addiction problems. They need to be separated and dealt with. In a time when our economy is thriving so much, and Seattle is thriving with big companies like Amazon and Microsoft and others, there's no reason that the situation should be getting worse, but that's what's happening. They got to institute some new conservative principles, and I think they'd have much better success.
Well, the Seattle Times, in an op-ed about this navigation team, said this: in the first 6 months of 2019, the navigation team addressed more than 200 unauthorized encampments around the city, removed 760 tons of garbage, waste, and debris from the public right-of-way, and most important, their compassionate approach has ensured that 128 people have entered a shelter. Nomiki, plus or minus for this navigation team?
Actually minus, because the reality here is, and you know what, Congressman, I have to agree with you. Seattle is thriving. There is more money being generated out of Seattle than most cities in America. But there is also the largest income inequality in the country in Seattle, and there's a housing crisis in Seattle. And so while, yes, there is mental illness, and yes, there are people with drug addictions, it is mostly a minority. You have a lot of families who can't afford housing because the average white family earns $105,000 a year, but the average black family earns only $42,000 a year. And with rising housing costs, that increases the homeless crisis. So the proposals on the table right now, there are proposals that are more cost-effective and actually more effective in expanding housing, and those are housing-first approaches. This was an experiment, and people were really willing to look at it, but the numbers, while they may seem high, they're actually pretty low in comparison to the other plans that are on the table. And Councilmember Sawant has been pretty forceful on this because she ran on a housing platform, understanding the income inequality in the city, and you know they've tried, they weren't effective. And one more thing, given that you are, I know how much you don't like government interference, this is also something that is, concerns a lot of libertarians because people are being monitored by the government on this land.
So let's do this. Let's take this now to San Francisco, where they also have a big homeless problem that they're working on. But now we look at exactly how the money is being spent, because there's been a lot of investigation down there. San Francisco Bay homeless spending, this is according to KTVU, which did an investigation there. In San Jose, $14 million is allocated, but only $2 million spent on direct services. Oakland, $24 million allocated to help the homeless, $4 million spent on direct services. San Francisco, total $285 million, less than half than that of that, $104 million spent on direct services. So, Jason, it doesn't seem like just throwing money at this is going to solve the problem, especially if the money's not actually getting down to the streets where the people are.
Yeah, they've been growing the government bureaucracy. Sometimes up to 80% of it is wasted on administration instead of actually people on the streets, helping other people on the streets, enforcing the laws, making sure that they don't defecate right there in front of the businesses, helping those businesses that are going to actually employ people. And I'm sorry, but I disagree with the other person who's speaking here. There are lots of other ways to drive income to people. But when you have these these government controls and big government control, it is wrong. And look, the Democrats have been in charge of these cities sometimes for decades. It's getting worse, not better. Let's try something else if you want a different result.
Okay, Heather McDonald, writing in the City Journal, says this: the city enables the entire homeless lifestyle, not just drug use. Free food is everywhere. Outreach workers roam the city, handing out beef jerky, crackers, and other snacks. So what have been the missing elements in this flood of spending? A commitment to a single standard of behavior for all and an insistence that rights carry with them reciprocal responsibilities. Nomiki, final word to you.
The final word here is we have a housing crisis. You know, cities might be controlled by Democrats, but the tax cuts have been on the Republicans. The Republicans have given an extraordinary amount of tax cuts and real estate benefits to billionaires in these cities like San Francisco.
Yeah, you don't have
Seattle.
enough money?
So we're giving $24 billion to billionaires without even thinking about it. God forbid we build housing, affordable housing for Americans who are working. The majority of homeless in America are working. They're not defecating. There might be a couple people that are doing that, but the majority are working people.
A couple.
The majority are working families.
Couple.
But the majority are working families. And if we didn't have a housing crisis, which is generated by these giant real estate tax cuts, we wouldn't be in this situation. We weren't in it 30 years ago. Why are we now? Because we're giving billions of dollars to Republican donors who are getting their tax breaks in exchange. And that includes
the Democrats
Facebook
are in
and
charge
Amazon.
out there in California.
All
They're
right.
not giving
Don't
the tax
be blaming
cuts.
on us.
Listen,
not...
where there is money there,
Trump's
as we've
tax
said, it's not flowing to the people who need it most. So
right.
whether these cities are being run
That's
by
right.
Democrats or Republicans, I got a lot of questions about why that money is not getting to the people who are on such bad circumstances,
That's right.
regardless of how they got there. All right, Nomiki and Jason, thank you. Good to see you both.
Thank you,
you.
Shannon.